Hi, you guys. Dr. Jefferson here of Life Discussions with Dr. Jefferson. And I just had kind of like a mid-week, mid-mood of the week motivation for you guys. So I'm going to be back with you in just a moment after you check out my wonderful blues intro. Kind of like a mixture of blues and rock. It's a reflection of me, so you guys know. But yeah, be right back. All right. As I said, right, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of motivation, right, for the day. And for those of you who are looking at these amazing yet very cute blue light glasses or whatever, hopefully you guys don't get too much glare or whatever from the screen. Matter of fact, I'm just going to take them off just for this because I'm going to be looking at the screen pretty direct and I don't want you guys to kind of be impacted by that glare that's in these glasses. But they're really great for those of you who are looking for an elimination for like strain on your eyes or whatever. If you got to look at a computer all day, which most of you know I'm a psychotherapist, so that's kind of what I do now, right? Looking at the computer literally all day, entering notes and all that good stuff. So, for those of you who are seeing this for the first time and seeing me for the first time, I am Dr. Jefferson. I'm the host of Life Discussions with Dr. Jefferson, but I'm also a psychotherapist, empowerment coach, and all that good stuff, right? I'm an integrative practitioner when it comes to mental health and wellness. So today I wanted to kind of talk about the fact that we are in the middle of a very difficult week for so many people. For those of you who are here in Atlanta, I don't know how many of you are connected to me on TikTok or whatever, and IG and the shorts and things like that. But today I was talking about some of the inconsistencies and some of the very uncomfortable space that various people are finding themselves in if you're in the Atlanta area. So I'm kind of going to share a little bit of this information with you guys today. Yesterday, there was a press conference held by the mayor of Atlanta. I guess she's doing her due diligence. Hey Lawrence, how are you? Hey Kelso, how are you as well? Shout out to the chat to you guys, are amazing. Um, so during this press conference, Keisha was attempting to address a couple of things, and I feel a lot of ways about that, but I'm just going to leave that where it is. I'm going to share this information that she was kind of forced to address because there have been several rumors floating around that Atlanta currently has a serial killer. And I think that the more things that seem to be incongruent, the more things that seem like they kind of have some level of validity that speaks to such, I think the more people are becoming untethered, unglued, and very concerned. And I think for every reason that is valid. Okay, so I'm gonna just basically give you guys the facts. I don't really want to play into what is not confirmed as of yet, because I think that most people know, even if you guys are just people who watch crime shows and that kind of stuff, you know that you want to kind of confirm the information before you say that there is indeed a serial killer. But I will say there have been multiple very questionable deaths that don't seem to align with what Atlanta's crime increase is typically surrounding, right? And that's gun violence between young people that just happen to be melanated people. Just saying, gonna call a thing, right? So let's read from 11 Alive's news reports, because what they're trying to do now is clear up some misinformation. And the only misinformation out there is that this has to be the work of a serial killer or a couple of serial killers, because there is no way that we can have these very unrelated um, people, right, who are of no type of symmetry whatsoever, killed and in the same space, same night, discovered, same couple of days or whatever, and this is just random, right? There has to be a serial killer, so they say. So the first part, they're covering, and this is when it started. It started after this particular woman who is a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. She was stabbed, and when I say she was stabbed, she was viciously murdered, viciously stabbed multiple times in Piedmont Park, very late at night. And a lot of people are like, well, why was she out so late at night? Allegedly, she was out because she was checking on her life partner at work. She gets off pretty late, and she had her dog with her. She was walking the dog. The dog is a source of protection. And they were walking, leaving. After leaving her partner, she was just like, oh, I was just trying to see how long it would be before you get off. And she left and was navigating her typical route through Piedmont Park. And I want to say it was like maybe 12 a.m. when the surveillance footage caught her walking across the street into the park. And she was viciously stabbed multiple times. It was pretty bad. Her partner got home about an hour or so. Well, not really long after that, but an hour or so later is when she started to be concerned and started to call her and call her and call her. And then after no response from her within 30 minutes to an hour, she did her iPhone locator and located her iPhone not moving in Piedmont Park. And she went, and she was the person that discovered her. And that's just terrible. That's just terrible. It's terrible to have to come upon your life partner, your wife, the person that you're emotionally tethered to, and find them in that condition. but she was already deceased, and the dog was also killed, mutilated, both of them. No apparent reason. She couldn't think of any enemies or anything like that. It was just very random. Okay, and this is in the middle of the night. It's pitch black. It's very dark, and this is a seemingly safer space for folks to be in. You got people that are jogging. The surveillance camera caught a couple of folks that were on a late night jog, um, and things like that. So Atlanta police have released the still images of several of the surveillance footage components that contain people that are now people of interest, just so they can talk to them and figure out exactly what's going on. So this woman was 40 years old. Her name is Katie Janess, and the detectives on the case say that she was stabbed multiple times. And like I say, this was on, when was this? Was it Saturday? Over the weekend? I do believe it was like over the weekend, okay? But so then later on, Gwinnett County Police responded to a scene where the body of another woman was found, right? And she was later identified as 18-year-old Tory Lang. And she was found with a gunshot wound. Okay. So it's not long after that. Okay. The misinformation they wanted to clear up is that the body was found in the woods on Friday night. And people were thinking that her body was equally mutilated, just like the first victim, which is why they kind of tied this into the whole serial killer thing. So they say a viral social media post shared thousands of times across several social media platforms attempted to tie all of the issues associated with this young lady, the 18-year-old, and Janess, or Jan as they call her, um, in Gwinnett and Piedmont Park. Okay, so there there's just so many things that we're talking about, and the multiple inner city crimes and stuff like that. These are gunshot wound victims, so not necessarily stabbings. So what is not congruent,
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you.
hold on.
If you owe less than 300,
What is not congruent is the stories when they talk about the fact that both of them were stabbed. Okay, so the dog was mutilated just like Jan, and in this situation where they found a young girl over the weekend as well, she died from a gunshot wound. So it's, and then when we're looking at all the rest of the murders that happened over the weekend, because there were so many leading into Monday, they're looking at the fact that there must be a serial killer, but we are looking at the reality around the situation. We have an increased amount of violent crimes in our neighborhood, inner city, in Atlanta, and I can't say it's as a result of COVID. For whatever reason, that's kind of Keisha's narrative. She wants to continue to tie it into COVID, but I think it has more to do with the people in our environment that have a lack of distress coping skills. Okay. A lot of people don't like to accept rejection, whatever that rejection looks like, whether it's in relation to relationships or it's in relation to business opportunities or whatever. Okay. Um, energy candles. Actually, we're right upon a manifestation moon, so it's really important to keep your energy safe, keep your energy center balanced, and all that good stuff. So I say protect your peace, you guys. Be safe out here in these streets. The one thing that I will agree with that Keisha said is that it's probably a better idea if people travel in pairs right now, because here's the thing: it's just not safe. It's not safe. It's not safe anywhere, because people don't know how to deal with their things that they have going on the inside. Hey, Kay DeJour, how are you? Um, I agree, Kel. I think that it speaks to so it speaks so much to the fact that people just, even if you think you're protected, right? Like they want people to feel powerless. And what feels, the biggest component here when it came to Jan, she was a huge social advocate, social justice advocate, and things like that. She was very much big in the movements of, LGBTQIA plus and things like that. So I think that we got to look at the greater picture. The greater picture is this: when we have loved ones who die inside of the centralized theme that goes against everything that they stood for, because this young lady stood up, she was very strong and empowered and a person who believed in empowering other people. Her partner was really concerned around the fact that, oh wow, this person mutilated her, they took her power from her. And the official cause of death from the coroner hasn't been released or whatever, because we don't know if she was sexually assaulted. So there are a lot of questions out there still lingering in relation to this. But what I say is, I'm trying to get people to kind of realign yourselves and look at the facts and only the facts before we jump to the conclusion that there is a serial killer, just because there is an alarming increase in the murders throughout the city over the course of the weekend leading up to even now. So, I'm going to go along with Keisha. I'm going to push the agenda of leaving folks to looking at the facts around these people who have been murdered over the course of this time only. Don't assume that there is a serial killer out there, but I do want you to assume that it's best practices for you to remain safe. Remaining safe means that you're amongst numbers of people. So it's not just you when you are out late at night, or even when you're going anywhere, period, by foot in general or otherwise. Keep somebody with you, because it's just not safe. I'm going to say this and it's going to sound terrible, but somebody's got to live to tell the story. So at least you'd have a witness if something did happen. And it's terrible that I'm even saying it, but it's a reality. So, it's a difficult truth we got to sit with. People are dying at alarming rates and, for suspicious reasons. So be careful out there. Take care of yourselves and, don't go and impede on somebody else's happiness. Well, these are not deaths due to any COVID. These are murders. Yeah. Yeah, they're murders. Like if somebody stabs you to death, it's not COVID-19, 18, 2014, nothing. Like I think that we've got to address the problem. And the problem is there is an insurmountable amount of violence in our community, but we are not the people who are concerned about violence. And the difference is there is a bit of a there is a difference in the two young ladies. That's why I didn't bring the story up and I read it offline, because the thing is this: the Jan is a white woman, and the young lady who was 18 found dead from the gunshot wound in Gwinnett County is a Black woman. The young men that were found dead from gunshot wounds are also Black men. So that's what it is. I'm just saying, somebody have to live to tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all natural deaths are definitely in some way being linked for other reasons. But so that's what it is, you guys. That's all I've got. Hopefully I have given you guys some line of delineation to draw as you guys are listening to, sitting with some of these news reports as they are coming out. I don't caution you guys to kind of just stay away from social media altogether, because I believe people do have to be informed, and some people use social media to look at what the news has to offer. Some folks are more like prone to turn the TV on old school way and listen to the news directly. But also, the news outlets are a primary source of misinformation. and reporting only their perspectives versus the facts around the cases as well. So there's a lot of speculation that is due to the fact that the news media is curious. But I'm not saying, and please understand, I'm not saying there is no
questions from viewers who are concerned about public safety after a woman was killed in Piedmont Park.
Can you guys hear that?
Many of you sharing a viral post claiming that the case could be connected to other.
So that's how the news media, that's 11 Alive, saying that they are concerned. It's a reason to be concerned. There is definitely a reason to be concerned. Okay. So thanks for increasing the public awareness of things like this. Good information is always welcome. Thanks, Kelso. Oh yeah. I heard about that. And it's a lot of crimes against women right now too. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it because we're the most unprotected group of people, but truly we are. Women are very vulnerable because women are targets for a couple of different reasons. So I think that we have to be aware of that. We have to acknowledge it, but then we also have to find other reasons or other means to step into a greater capacity of responsibility for the women in our community and then be protective. And women have to step into a greater capacity to where they understand there is an innate need to be protected by that of a man and shielded by the men in our community. We have to welcome that support and those protections, because a lot of people are saying that because Jan was a gay woman, that she wasn't due respect and protection. And that's one of the worst things that I've heard or seen in all of these Instagram posts surrounding this particular issue. So it's just so many things. I think that we got to just do a better job of caring for one another and being concerned about what's going on in our community. And we have to be people that if we see something, we say something, even if you think it's something just small and insignificant, it's still significant to some degree, because you never know what's really going on in the world around you. So we have to do our part. Okay. So I don't know what to say about that, Money Boy Trey. So that's all I got, you guys. I'll see you guys later on tonight when we're going to review some relational content, because I think it's going to be interesting. I'm just going to say that, and I'm leaving it. Yeah, especially in the rideshare community. That's especially with the rideshare, because there are a lot of people. I think that case was finally rendered a verdict on around the young lady that was murdered in I think it was a fake Uber driver, Lyft driver, or something like that. In that case where they had the issue with the rideshare and the woman was murdered, and because the person went off the beaten path or where they were supposed to go to. So definitely hit the like and share button. And if you guys aren't already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that on YouTube. If you're seeing this on Facebook, go to YouTube and do like hashtag Dr. LQJ Speaks, or just look up Life Discussions with Dr. Jefferson. And it should bring you to at least one of the videos. Exactly, Kelso. Oh God, it is a interesting conversation scheduled for later, so you guys definitely want to tune in, and I will be on at 9:30 so that we can get that done. Hey Rush, what's going on? So you don't want to miss it. So that's all I got, you guys. Go out there, be great, be a positive impact to your community, and also protect your energy centers. Be a positive impact on the people that are connected to you and those people that are distally connected to you. See if you can impact them in a positive way today. It is a hump day. I hope you guys get over the hump. You're like almost halfway there. Make it happen. I can't. Money Boy Trade, you are such a troll. I just can't. Where's Joy when you need her? All right, so that's all I got, you guys. Later days. Bye.
Who alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bunny. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.